Hey guys, welcome back to your own channel Technical Sahil. In today's video, I'll be showing you how we can install Postal and build a free open source SMTP server which can send unlimited emails. And this video is not only just about installing Postal, but we will set up and configure our Postal mail server in that way which helps us to achieve 10 on 10 inbox rate tester score. I remember last time when I made a video on Power MTA. I think, yeah, this one. We were only focused on installing Power MTA and I left the video on something like 8 point something score. Means without configuring proper DNS. Like I left the DKIM process and many things. And this was the superior problem for most of the viewers. Technically a legit problem for all of the viewers, because when you are doing so much of hard work to build an SMTP server for sending emails, this is very natural. You must want your emails to reach recipient's primary box. So I completely understand and will surely make another video on Power MTA, but for now, as this video is about postal mail server, so I will not leave this video till then we could achieve the 10 out of 10 mail tester score, and I am hoping you are staying with me till that time. So okay guys, without wasting any time, let's get started. As I said earlier, the postal script is free, so we have a very basic requirements to install and build our postal mail server, like domain and hosting. Hosting means VPS. We need VPS with port number 25 open. I have recommended few names here based on their IP reputation. Their IP reputation is good as compared to some other VPS providers like DigitalOcean, Linode, etc. etc. So, and for domain, I have recommended Namecheap. You can choose any other registrar. This is not a problem. The only intention to recommend you Namecheap is the same steps I am following in the DNS management, so that you can also have the same interface, so you will not have a problem like this option is where which is there in my video. So we will use this domain contobot.com. I have this unused domain which I will use in this video to install Postal. And for VPS I am gonna use Contabo this plan, because I am just installing Postal for the demo purpose to creating this video. But you can also choose, I think this plan is also good. It has 8 GB of RAM and 200 GB of SSD, and it is not that expensive. Contabo basically is not as expensive as we see other providers, like they are charging $40 to $50 for the same 8 GB RAM and the same configuration like quad core. They are not even charging $10 for this plan. So you can also go with Contabo for any other provider you want. Just make sure to it has open port number 25. So I have already taken this plan and I am already logged in into my Contabo account. So I will use this server. And the third thing, we'll use this SSH client, which is Putty, and I will provide the same download link in the description so that you can also download the software. I have already downloaded it. Next thing is we have this complete guide to install Postal, which we will follow in this video as well. And the next two things is there are the tools, like this tool we will use to send email to this email, which tells us the score, like what are the chances of our email to reach the client's primary box or not. So okay, as I have fulfilled all the requirements, so the first step is to log in into my server. We need to check this warning. My username is root and password I have already copied from notepad. So I am logged in into my server. Now the first step is to check the host name. We can use this command to check the host name. And as it is written here, if the host name is not fully qualified like subdomain.domain.com, then we need to change the host name like in this format. Host.domain.extension means subdomain, whatever you can write here, and your domain means your domain name and the extension. Like we can take this example, postal.technicalsile.com, which I have written here. So as I can see, it is fully qualified domain name, but it is the domain contaboserver.net. So we does not have a control of contabo to change the DNS, to add DNS records. So we must have to change this host name, and to do that we can simply copy this command from here, and when I paste, I need to change this postal.technicalsile.com because this is not the domain I'm using in this video. Postal dot domain I will copy from here and press enter. Now if I again check the host name, it's saying temporary failure, and that's because we have not changed the hostname reverse DNS from here. Click this edit option and write postal dot. This is for the IPv4 and we have to do the same for IPv6. Either we are not using IPv6, but still it's good if we do. And now if again we check, one thing I forgot to do in the meantime, click on advanced DNS. We need to copy the server IP from here and click add a record, postal, and the IP we will paste inside the value and click save changes. Maybe that's the reason it's showing temporary failure. Maybe it will take some time to propagate, but still the last time if we check, yeah, postal.contabot.com, it may take 2 to 3 minutes for the propagation, and the PTR we have also done. This is the screenshot. You can follow the same method if you are using Contabo, and DNS we also did. Now the first thing, as I always do in my videos, whenever I got the new server, it's good to update all the existing pre-installed packages using these two commands. First one is this apt-get update, and the second one is this apt-get upgrade. So we will run each command one by one. And now we need to install Docker, and if you're not familiar with the Docker, I think you doesn't need to familiar with Docker to follow this video step by step, but still if you want, you can also go through this article. I have written a complete guide for Docker, means you can also read this, but to following this video I think it is not needed. You just need to copy and paste. If you're understanding, it's good. If you are reading these things, it's also good, but if you just copy and paste the commands like I am doing, uh, then you don't have to study much about these things just to install Postal. But if you want, you can also read that. So press enter. Now we need to create directory here by following this command. Now we need to copy this command till the end and press enter. And now we need to copy this command. Make sure to select it till the end and press enter. Again we need to update because we have made it some changes in the repositories, pre-existed repositories, so we need to update. Now we need to install Docker engine and container. Type Y and press enter. Now we need to install Docker Compose by following this command, which we simply copy and paste. And now we need to change permissions for the Docker Compose directory, which we will do by following this command. And this command will create a symbolic link for the Docker Compose directory by following the path of that directory. Now we can check the installation of Docker by checking the version. Yeah, it is showing us the version. That means we are right till this step. Now we need to install Git because we need to clone some Docker officials repositories by following git clone command in the future. And now we need to install this CURL library of Git. Now we need to run this git clone command. And now we need to run this command. and we need to install MariaDB. Make sure to change the password here, means you can also go with your strong password. This is just a text. It's good if you go with the strong password, but it's also okay if you are just copy and paste this command and press enter. I think by mistaken I have not changed the password here. I have gone with the strong password, but no worries. In the configuration file I will also make this password, means I will just after uploading this video I'll delete this thing. So for me this is just a installation process, but yeah, if you're doing for your professional use then make sure to replace this string, because this command will be used by everyone, and if you are using the same password it will be a problem for you security wise. Now we need to install RabbitMQ, and here it is also we need to change the password. But as previously I go with your strong password string as my password, so I am going with the same password now, because it helped me to configure by just copy and paste from this article. Now we need to install Postal. This is the main thing, and the subdomain .domain.com we have to replace it with our host name. Postal dot domain name I did not remember, so I'll copy from here and press enter. Now we need to run this command. Basically it will open the postal.yml file in the nano editor, and here we need to do few changes, like as I mentioned here, all the things. Host, it is okay, postal.contabo.com in my case. In the bind address we need to remove this localhost IP and replace it with our server IP, IPv4, which I will copy from here and paste it here. I don't know why this red mark. Yeah. Port number is 5000. If you want to change you can, and the SMTP port is 25. Also you want you can change this, but I recommend don't change any settings unnecessarily, just change which is not matching your credentials. And the database password we have used mistakenly your strong password, so that's why I've used this password basically, because for me it's just a copy paste show and delete thing, so it's easy for me to copy the password from here and paste it here. And also I will replace this same password here and also there inside RabbitMQ. Now here I want your attention. In the MX record, you simply need to delete this mx.postal.example.com, this complete thing, and just write here mail dot your domain, means mail dot your domain, and here we need to remove this example.com only. Postal is correct, it is our host name, and we can replace the domain here. we need to replace example.com with our domain everywhere. Guys, one more thing, do this step carefully, otherwise there will be a chances of misconfiguration of your postal, and which causes problem starting your postal. So that's all we need to do, and also we can change the email here. That's all with the configuration. Now to save these changes, we first need to press Ctrl X, then Y, then enter. And by the way, you does not need to remember all these things. You can simply see here, like in your host, make sure your hostname would be there and your server IP. Just replace these things like your server IP, your password, and your domain name, your subdomain, and your domain name everywhere. This is the thing you just need to do. Now we need to initialize postal by running this command. Now we need to make a user, and for this we can use this command, and here we need to enter few details like our email address. This is the admin email address, means we need these credentials to log in to our postal dashboard. So make sure to remember these things. That's my password. Now these are the credentials I need to log in, but before this we need to start the postal service by following up this command. Yeah, it's all good, it's all running, and if again we want to re-verify this thing, so we can check the postal status. It will tell the uptime if the service is up. Yeah, the service is up and it's completely fine. Now caddy we can leave, it's for the https, we'll see later. And now what we need to do is just copy this line from here and replace this subdomain and domain with our host name. Now we can see this login screen, and here we need to use the same credentials we have just created using that make user command. And click login. And we have logged in into our postal dashboard. Now here the first step is we need to create the organization. uh, Let it be ts conto bot, and click create organization. Now inside this organization we need to create our mail server. Let me rename it to conto bot mail, and click build server. Now here we need to go inside domains and click add your first domain. And the domain name we will copy from here, paste it here, and click create domain. Now these are some of the records which is postal's requirement. First we have to fulfill all these, like it is asking us to add SPF record, which we can do it by add new record, type txt host at the rate, and in value paste the same value we have copied, and click add new record, this time also txt, and we have to copy this postal till domain key and paste it inside host, and value we will copy as it is from here and paste it here. Now we need to add this return path. This is optional. All through we will add few more records which I'll show later, because we want 10 out of 10. We want 100% inbox delivery. So we will not only add these 4 records, we will add few more records which I'll show you later. But right now let's add this thing. Copy this portion psrp, and here add new record and cname this time. Choose cname and paste it here, and and now copy this thing rp.postal.contobot.com and click save all changes. And now we need to add mx record. For this we will change this setting to custom mx, and inside host at the rate mail server mail.contobot.com and priority 10. It's written here priority 10, and click save changes. Now we have to give some time for the propagation, but still if we click check my records are correct, so it will tell us if it is fully propagated or if any record remains to get propagated. So click this button. Yes, it is showing us all these records successfully. This is the requirement of postal, but now our requirement is to achieve the inbox rate, and for this we need to add following records, like this is a table we need to follow. Basically I have attached a table with the format containing all the records which is necessary to add to our domain DNS. So we will do it one by one. We have done I think this, no. So let me do it one by one. First copy this thing, add new record, type a, and wait a minute, name postal dot contobot dot com, and server IP we will copy and paste it here, and click add new record and a record. Now track dot the same thing, just we need to replace RP with the track. And IP this time I will copy from here because it is containing one extra space while copying from Contabo. I don't know why. Now which one? PSRP we already did. MX we already did. We need to add this record. MX will do it later in the bottom section. First SPF done, and DMARC. DKIM is also done. So we will copy this thing, DMARC, and select here TXT DMARC. Either you can write it or copy it from here. And inside the value, after pasting this, you need to change this your domain with your actual domain. Contobot, like in my case, contobot.com, and click Save Changes. Now we need to add MX records, two more. One we have already done, routes and RP. Okay, I will remember. Routes dot postal mail dot contobot dot com priority 10. And now we need to add one new record. Copy, and this time it's RP here, and this value is same, and priority is also same, 10. Click Save Changes, and we have added all the records successfully. Yeah, I have also attached a screenshot like how we can add all these, and we have also done this part. Yeah, now that's a very important step. This is the step we have done all these things to create SMTP credentials. For this, click this credentials tab and add your first credential. You can either choose SMTP API or SMTP IP. I'm going with default SMTP, and the name here is your username. Whatever you write here is your username, and the key, this key which is automatically generated, will be your password, SMTP password. I have also mentioned this thing here. Your SMTP host is either your server IP, which is this one, or your host name, which is in our case postal.contobot.com. Port number is 25. We have seen in the configuration file. We can change, but it's not recommended to change. And the username, which we will write here, and the password, which it generates automatically inside key. These are our details we need to fill here and send email. So I'll show you once after generating SMTP credentials. ts dot sorry dot and ts contobot SMTP user 1. I know this is lengthy, but I am just creating this lengthy name for the remembrance, and click create credential. And now, and once we have created the credential, we can see by click here, and this is our password. This is our SMTP password, which we will also copy and paste it here. Now it's time to verify our connection by sending email on this email address. So we need to do is first copy the server IP, port name is same, and we are not using secure connection for now. We are using authentication method, and our username is this one, and password is this one. Email we have configured test@contobot.com, and this email we need to copy from here and paste it here. Now if we click send, and you can see mail sent successfully. And now if we check here by clicking check your score, so as you can see, perfect, it's 10 out of 10, and we have done all the checks. What is this? This is yellow. Okay, it says it has not unsubscribe URL. Like I told you in the Mailwiz video, unsubscribe URL variable is very important. Mailwiz marked as required tag, which everyone needs to integrate in the footer of their email template. Rest all, if we check these things, we are all good. Green marks and 10 out of 10. So this is the thing we actually need to achieve. And I apologize, I did not did in the Power MTA video, but soon I will create a Power MTA video as well with the 10 on 10 mark. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.